is like the architectural design, right? So this is my front page, back page, spine. Okay, so the final measurement of my book will be, if I zoom out to this place, to be the longest arrow here. If I zoom out now, I see the longest arrow is from here to here, right? That will be my final length. The length of my book will be 10.49 inches. So take note, 10.49 inches or 26.646 centimeters, just approximately 26.7 centimeters, right? That will be the width of my cover. And then the height is 8.25 inches or 20.955, approximately 20.96. Okay, so don't go for the dimensions in the other shorter dimensions. Go for the longest dimension, right? So this is my height and this is my width. All right, we take note of those numbers, then come right back into, so now I'm going to open my Corel Draw. When I open Corel Draw, this is what it gives me. This is my home page for Corel Draw, right? I click on new document. I titled it Abraham, a friend of God sample. Okay, so it just gives me that, right? It gives me a plain new sample. And if I come up here, I see the dimensions of this template is 8.5 by 8.5 inches, right? And if you're not seeing it as inches, you can always change it to, you can change it here, right, to whatever measurement you feel comfortable with, whether centimeters, etc. But I love inches. Inches are smaller and easier to remember. All right, so I just set my height and width exactly to what I saw on Excel, right? Which is 10.49 by 8.25. Okay, so my width, I put 10.49 by 8.25. Okay, so it resizes it. If you put your design in this exact size, you would most likely get an acceptance. Okay, this is the very first foundation, right? Once you get this size right, you're already halfway through to getting your book approved on Amazon KDP. All right, so now what do? We bring in our front cover, back cover, and create the spine. So what we want to do is create something like this ultimately, right? Want to create something like this. So this was the final cover. This is the Corel Draw file of Abraham, a friend of God. Okay, so we're going to be creating our own Abraham, a friend of God sample. Then I come here to download it. I click on share. It brings out some options. So I click on download here. And I click on all 2 pages. Okay, page 1 and 2. I want it to download it too. I'll download it as a JPG file. Okay, because I want it to be an image, or either JPG or PNG, right? Anything that depicts it as a picture. So let's go for PNG. Download. Once it's done, I open my file, cut it from here, and paste into my already created folder. Okay, I created another folder, Abraham, a friend of God sample. So I just paste it there, right? And then I can actually just open it up and extract it, right? So it's already opened here. What I'll do is I'll just drag it in like this to my CorelDRAW. Right, so I have my file. Okay, so I just select the two and drag them into CorelDRAW. Right, so that's come into CorelDRAW. I just resize it, separate it, right? So we have front page, back page. So I love to work with numbers. They are the best for me, right? So I go to my KDP calculator and see the dimensions for the front page. What should it be? The front cover dimensions. From what I see here, I see 5 inches, right? So I see 5 inches here, but the arrow stops at the spine. It stops at the spine, and at this edge it doesn't get to this final one. So I just make up for the difference. And what's that difference? The difference here we see is 0.125, right? So 5 plus 0.125 is 5.125. okay, so I have 5.125 by 8.25. Those are my dimensions for both front and back pages. Okay, so I come straight back into CorelDRAW and resize it. I select, go here, 5.125 by 8.25, right? So it goes straight into my template. I click P centralizes it, and then I shift it to the right with my arrow key, ensuring that it touches the edge. I do the same for my back cover, right? So zooming in and out, I'm using my mouse pad. 5.125 boom by 8.25 boom. So I click P, centralizes it, and then I shift this one also to the edge. And if you are still not so pleased with this front and back covers, you can always change it. You can always change it up. You can make it plain black and put your inscription at the back, etc. Right? You can just be as creative as you wish. Okay, so for me, once I have my front page and back page for the cover, I'm good to go. Right, so I just size up my spine. My spine is the next now. So in my spine, I just type, for me, I like to type the title and the author. Right, so I went here, text tool, clicked on it, and type Abraham, a friend of God, space, then I put watch maidens ministry. Right, so I come to my select tool, then rotate. I rotate my file 270 degrees, right? So from here I just type P, the button, right? Then I resize it, just drag the edges and it would reduce.